Imagine standing face to face with the largest, most dangerous lizard on the planet, watching as it locks eyes with you, its jagged teeth ready to strike. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, this is reality for those who venture too close to the Komodo dragon. And today, we're about to uncover the savage truth behind the recent deadly attack on an innocent man in Indonesia. This rare and shocking incident marks another chapter in the dangerous, unpredictable world of the world's most terrifying reptiles. Stay tuned as we dive into the savage world of Komodo dragons, where danger lurks just beneath the surface and survival is anything but guaranteed. Welcome back, animal enthusiasts and thrill seekers. You're watching Savage Tales, Animal Encounters, where we explore the untamed, deadly, and often surprising behavior of the world's most fierce predators. In today's shocking story, we'll be diving deep into a rare but chilling encounter between a human and the Komodo dragon, the largest lizard on Earth. Recently, a 31-year-old man in Indonesia met a tragic end after falling from a tree and becoming prey to two of these monstrous creatures. How did it happen? What makes the Komodo dragon so lethal? And why are attacks like this becoming more frequent? Stick with us to uncover the gruesome details of this savage encounter that will leave you on the edge of your seat. If you're fascinated by the savage world of nature and the animals that rule it, make sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to Savage Tales, Animal Encounters, for more thrilling, jaw-dropping animal stories like this one. Share this video with your friends and family. They won't believe what happened to this man, and you'll want them to see it too. Have you ever had a close call with a wild animal? Drop your story in the comments below. We love hearing from you. And remember, to never miss out on our wild adventures, ring the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we post new videos. Now sit back, relax, and prepare to enter the world where danger is always lurking just around the corner. Enjoy the story, and remember, stay savage. Savage Tales, Animal Encounters, where the wild gets real. The sun hung high over the rugged landscape of Komodo Island, casting long shadows over the dense underbrush and rocky terrain. This isolated island, part of the Komodo National Park in Indonesia, is home to some of the most dangerous creatures on the planet. Here, the world's largest lizard, the Komodo dragon, reigns supreme, an apex predator that has evolved to survive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. But on this particular day, the stage was set for a rare and tragic encounter. Muhamad Anwar, a 31-year-old local fruit picker, had ventured deep into the orchard of a sugar apple farm. It was early morning and the work was strenuous but necessary for his livelihood. The trees were tall, their branches heavy with ripe fruit. Anwar skillfully climbed up one of the sugar apple trees, the branches creaking under his weight as he reached for the coveted fruit hanging at the top. Unknown to him, just below the tree, two Komodo dragons were silently lurking in the shadows of the dense underbrush. These massive reptiles, some reaching lengths of up to 10 feet, are known for their patience. They have an acute sense of smell that can detect carrion from miles away, and their natural instincts as hunters made them expert ambushers. For hours, the dragons had been waiting, their cold reptilian eyes scanning the area for any potential prey. On the ground below, the landscape seemed peaceful, but beneath the surface, danger was just a heartbeat away. Anwar, focused on his work, had no idea that danger was closer than he thought. The dragons were accustomed to seeing animals fall or get injured from their own clumsy missteps, and they were prepared to capitalize on any weakness. As Anwar reached for another piece of fruit, his foot slipped on a branch. The tree, unable to support his weight any longer, gave way, sending him plummeting to the ground below. The sudden fall startled him, and in that moment of disorientation he was vulnerable. From the shadows, the two Komodo dragons sprang into action. Their massive bodies, built for power and speed, moved with terrifying precision. Their keen sense of smell had already detected the scent of a potential meal, and now, with the prey on the ground, the hunt was on. As Anwar tried to regain his footing, the dragons closed in, sharpened teeth bared, claws ready to strike. The unthinkable had just begun. The ground beneath him was rocky and unforgiving, and the only sound that broke the stillness was the rapid beating of Anwar's heart as he realized the true danger of his situation. Before he could react or make sense of the sudden turn of events, the first Komodo dragon lunged forward, its jaws snapping with alarming speed. The second dragon followed suit, and in mere moments the fruit picker was fighting for his life. As Anwar's feet hit the ground with a jarring thud, he immediately felt the rough, unforgiving earth beneath him. Dazed from the fall, he struggled to push himself to his feet, his heart racing in panic. Before he could fully regain his balance, a low growl echoed from the underbrush. The sound was primal, bone-chilling, a warning that it was already too late. The first Komodo dragon, its eyes gleaming with hunger, sprang toward him. In an instant, its massive jaws opened wide, revealing a set of serrated teeth that could easily tear through flesh and bone. The force of the attack knocked Anwar off balance again, and before he could react, the dragon's teeth sank into his right hand with terrifying precision. A sharp, excruciating pain shot through his body as the dragon's powerful bite tore through skin and muscle. Blood poured from the wound, staining the dry ground beneath him. In a panic, Anwar cried out in pain, trying to pull his hand free, but the dragon's grip was unyielding. His screams were cut short by a second Komodo dragon, which had silently closed the distance, moving with a speed and precision that belied its massive size. This second predator lunged at his leg, its sharp claws digging into his flesh as it clamped down. The weight of both dragons, the sheer force of their attacks, pinned him to the ground. Anwar's vision blurred as the world seemed to spin around him. The dragons, relentless in their assault, were not finished. They moved with a terrifying synchrony, attacking without hesitation. The first dragon released its hold on his hand, only to snap at his neck, tearing into the soft flesh with deadly force. Blood spilled freely from the deep gashes, and Anwar's breath became shallow as the searing pain overwhelmed him. He attempted to crawl away, desperately trying to escape the brutal grip of these apex predators, but his body was too weak, too injured to move quickly. His hands and legs were covered in deep lacerations, each bite a reminder of the ferocity and power of these ancient hunters. His cries were now hoarse, mingling with the guttural growls of the Komodos as they circled him like sharks, sensing weakness. The dragons seemed to relish in the chaos, their senses heightened by the scent of blood. Each time Anwar made a feeble attempt to rise, one of the creatures would strike again, knocking him down, leaving him vulnerable to further mauling. They didn't rush the kill, their instincts telling them to wait until their prey was fully incapacitated before delivering the fatal blow. The seconds stretched into what felt like eternity, each moment filled with the relentless assault of their sharp claws and razor-sharp teeth. By the time the attack finally ceased, Anwar was lying motionless on the ground, his body littered with bite marks and deep gashes, his blood soaked into the dry earth, a grim testament to the savage power of the Komodo dragons. They slowly withdrew, no longer interested in their prey now that it was no longer struggling. Their hunger momentarily satiated, they disappeared back into the dense undergrowth, leaving the aftermath of their attack in the stillness of the orchard. A neighbor, Teresia Tawa, who had been nearby, had heard the commotion and rushed to the scene. What she found was the horrifying aftermath. Anwar, barely conscious, covered in deep lacerations, his body a broken shell of what it had been just minutes before. She screamed for help, her voice carrying across the island. Soon others arrived, but it was too late. Anwar was quickly rushed to a clinic on the neighboring island of Flores, his body already succumbing to the traumatic injuries and blood loss. Despite efforts to save him, he died soon after arriving. The horrific mauling had proven too much for his body to withstand. The aftermath of the attack left a chilling reminder of the danger that lurks in the wilds of Komodo Island. While the Komodo dragons rarely attack humans, this incident was a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of these apex predators. With only a few thousand of these creatures left in the wild, it is clear that as their habitats continue to shrink, encounters like this may become more frequent. and the brutal power of the Komodo dragon remains a force of nature that cannot be ignored. The local community, shaken by the tragedy, mourned the loss of Anwar. Yet the predators that caused his death returned to their territories, seemingly unaffected by the devastation they had left behind. For them, survival was the only law, and they would continue to reign supreme in their savage world. Wow, what an intense and tragic story. Thank you for sticking with us through the entire tale of this shocking Komodo dragon attack. We hope this harrowing encounter has given you a deeper understanding of just how unpredictable and dangerous these ancient predators can be. It's a stark reminder that, in the wild, even the slightest misstep can have deadly consequences. Before you go, we want to hear from you. What do you think about this tragic attack? Have you ever encountered a dangerous animal in the wild? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We love engaging with all of you and reading your wild stories. If you enjoyed this savage tale, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps us out and lets us know you want more thrilling, real-life animal encounters like this one. Make sure you subscribe to Savage Tales, Animal Encounters, for more jaw-dropping stories from the animal kingdom. And while you're at it, share this video with your friends and family. They won't believe what happened to that poor man, and you'll want them to be just as informed as you are. Remember to ring the notification bell so you never miss a new episode of Savage Tales. We've got so much more to share, and you'll want to be the first to know when the next savage encounter drops. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned, stay wild, and as always, stay savage. Savage Tales, Animal Encounters where the wild gets real.